Hello, welcome to United Kopitiam. So, Game Week 5 international break
Break.
done.
Yes.
Boring. No EPL. It's very very boring. So, yeah, we did a video last weekend. I'm sorry for not having a video out. We did a video last weekend, but it was just unwatchable. Alright, it's mostly it's actually unhearable. So,
Mostly it
yeah,
was there's us twins. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So
Double
technical
action.
problems. Yeah, technical problems. Can't get a video out last week, but this week we're gonna be talking about the same topic again. Manchester United worst start in don't know how many 20 over years.
Mhm.
The first question I will give to everyone is if you know how to fix Manchester United, please leave your comments down below. We are going to talk. The first thing is how. What is Manchester United's problem and how to actually fix them? So I will start with me. Like, what is the problem that we have? Why
Currently,
why do we have one win, two draws, and one loss against the relegation threatened team?
you know what? I'm going to change the tone that I set in the previous video. This time around, I think the main problem is managing expectation, because we have become so big. We are the most supported club in the world, mm, as claimed by the number of people or fans on Facebook or on social media, basically. So it's all about managing expectation. So when you are that big, everything is being scrutinized. Everything that you do, you are not given any break. For me, current problem is how we manage the expectation that we put, especially on the current squad and especially on the manager. Ole being a former player, and at the same time managing the club. So two huge tasks to juggle, man. So how to fix it? Number one,
Juggle the
I'm calling
task.
for the fans. Yeah, I'm calling for the fans to really, um, whatever it is that you do, give your support to the manager. That's it.
Calm
Um,
your horses.
yeah, whatever it is, just support the manager. We get to the game, week in, week out. Just see whatever it is that we have in plan. It's a long term plan. There's no quick fix for me. There's no quick fix. There's a long term plan, because the transition for the past 6 years has been bad, terrible, awful. Whatever it is, the most horrible transition ever for a big club such as Man United. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I
Yeah,
think. Lah.
no, I'm going to
How
jump
to
on
fix it.
expectation thing. When you say that, there's two things that we have to look at. One, when talk about Ole definitely has to be given time when it comes to expectation,
Yep.
because it's not because of Ole is new to management. He has been
Yeah. Yeah.
managing Moda. He has
Yeah.
gotten
Yeah.
Cardiff relegated. But I mean, if Sir Alex Ferguson chose Ole Gunnar, there is something in it, and I like it that Mike Phelan stays with him. So what
Yeah.
happened is Ole Gunnar should be given time because we can see very very good things. I mean, we can see good players. All the trees bought was fantastic. They are
Mhm.
all three of them are up for Player of the Month to be voted in, and congratulations to Daniel James, of course, being the Player of the Month in
Yep.
in
Congratulations
in the
him.
first four games to him. So
Yep,
that
he
was
scored during
perfect
the
for him.
international as well.
Yeah, and he
Yeah. Yeah.
scored a goal against Wales, and that goal was beautiful from the left side. Um,
Yes.
so so definitely the three buys that we have are perfect, and the cells that the people that we've gotten out of the clubs are toxic. People will say, why don't we keep Lukaku and Sanchez? I say Lukaku was toxic. Sanchez was poor for 1.5 season. What makes you think he's gonna come back and be good again under Ole?
Yep. Mm.
So definitely, it's time. It's time to kick them out of the club. And
Correct.
I'm really really good sales. We need to get rid of the dead woods. Um, so Ole is doing the right thing on the front, but we are not reinforced. We have gotten
Okay,
three
okay.
perfect
Let me
players.
ask you one
We could have
question.
gotten
Like,
the
before
fourth
you proceed.
perfect. Yes, yes.
Okay. Both of you spoke about managing expectations, right?
Yeah.
So, where do you see Manchester United at the end of at the end of the league, at the end of the season?
All
This
right.
season, is it?
Which, yeah, at the end of this season,
Okay,
2019,
I'll
2020.
answer this question after I talk about this person. Okay, sorry, these few people. Glazers and Edward Work. They are the problem of Manchester United, and we are the one that's supposed to be gunning for their head, not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And they hope by hiring a legend that will be patient with Manchester United, and they don't have to throw in as much money because they hire a legend. We should be happy. So, but no, if we don't get our fourth player as clear as day, we need a Bruno Fernandes. I mean, the attacking midfield. Yes, Juan Mata can do a job, but he's also not Lingard. He cannot run much. He's very intricate. He created chances, but he can't finish a game. Every time after 60 minutes, he has to be taken off. What player that has to be taken off? It already wasted the substitution. So at the end of the day, Bruno Fernandes is the answer, but he wasn't brought in by Edward Wood. And our net spend this season is £60 million. That is so low for Manchester United. You say managing expectation, right? I disagree in your second. I mean, I disagree to a certain extent because we are Manchester United and there's someone should be blamed for this and for this season. And it's not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it's Edward Work and Glazers, and people have to see that Glazers and Edward are the main problem because he wasn't given an attacking midfield. We need to get rid of the player that we get. 10 players have to go out of the club, and but we didn't replace them. And it's not Ole Gunnar's fault that we did not replace them. So there's only these few people. So come back to your question. Where do I see? I can see them coming back to 6 again. Actually, we might miss out on Champions League football because I mean Arsenal has reinforced very, very well. Arsenal
they did a very good job.
Yeah, they did a very good job, except for the defense. David Luiz is not the answer, but it's only
with the money that they had, they did a very good job in the transfer window.
I think with the money that they had, they will.
They kind of like made it into installments. All the players that they bought, they put it into like 4 or 5 years installments.
Right? So Arsenal is almost perfect except for David Luiz, which I think at 8 million is a snip, but is error prone. So I think Arsenal may have the possibility of getting in the top 4. Leicester has a better midfield than Manchester United. Now we are previewing Manchester United versus Leicester, and they definitely have a better midfield. Madison is better. Yuri Tillman is better. Ndidi will slot into Manchester United seamlessly, and McTominay won't even be up there with Ndidi. So definitely, at the end of the day, Leicester has a better midfield. Arsenal is better than us. And these people could go into top 4. Everton's, another shout. But I think they're going to get the Everton Cup at 7.
Everton Cup.
So who is going to miss out? Chelsea and Manchester United, who are rebuilding.
Yeah.
Who both has legends as their managers. All right. So that's my thing.
For me, to answer Nesta's question, for me, the first priority is everybody is expecting Man United to challenge for the title every single season,
No, not this season.
But this time around, I don't see them challenging the title. But they must show the champions quality. They must show champions quality. And then you are not showing against like teams who are lesser than us, considered lesser than us. But now EPL is very dynamic in nature, whereby even though if you are mid-tier team, mid-tier like the likes of Wolves, the likes of Leicester and so on, you have the chances to beat the very top if you really grind it out. And then nowadays, like I think I did share the video on tactics on football. Like now, if you look at the managers in EPL, they are very much great in tacticals, very much good knowledge, good experience. We are getting that kind of challenge from every single club in the league. So it is something that it goes down to the little details. Like if you really want to challenge the title, if you really want to change the title, that means you must have that champions spirit, champions motivation to go for it. So for me, it's not about where's your final placing at the end of the season. Whatever it is that you do, challenge for the title, have that championship mentality, championship spirit.
Yeah, we don't have the players for that this
season. We don't have currently.
Our players, you see, our experienced players are crap. McTominay is not good enough yet. Matic too slow, couldn't defend.
Pogba's moving out.
Well, Pogba's heart is not here. Yes, that's very good point. Pogba's heart's not here, definitely.
Yeah. Let's talk about those two players. David De Gea with the contract
Pogba.
problem, and also Pogba wanting out in January.
Yeah.
No, okay. I don't think Pogba is going to go out in January. I think a lot of news are surrounding it because we are Manchester United. I think there's already a gentleman's agreement that he's going to stay 1 year in this midfield. So I don't think Pogba is going out in the summer. Plus, Real Madrid doesn't have the money. I've been saying that Real Madrid doesn't have the money. They spent 300 million already, so they're not going to fork out another 150 million for Pogba this summer. So next summer, yes, a much possibility because they are on a certain rebuild too. Yep, you want to say?
They might just spend that money because even if they don't, they might get banned for transfer for another 2 seasons, for example. So they might just as well do what Chelsea did by signing who's that player again?
They can sign and loan it back
from Dortmund.
Pulisic.
Yeah, Pulisic. They did it in January because they know that they're gonna get a transfer ban, so they did it in January and just loan it
is
back.
Real Madrid getting a transfer ban? I didn't read anything on it.
If they do sign Pogba, right, they will get a transfer ban.
Really? Why? What's the reason?
Because it's 450 million and they didn't get any new sponsorship.
No, but they are rich by themselves, so they're not going to get FFP anyway.
For me, currently the latest news, it's not about Real Madrid not having the money, but it's on the salary cap. Currently, currently Barcelona is the club with the highest paid salary to the players, and then the salary cap has been raised only for Barcelona, and Real Madrid came second. So they don't have the salary cap to accommodate Paul Pogba. So like I said, I do agree with you on the gentleman's agreement. Pogba saying for the whole season. That means in January he'll be saying, but I can see, I don't know, maybe there's a hunch that the enforcement is going to come in January. That's why
they better be, or Ed Woodward is going to be that bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how I see is Pogba is going to go where the money is. That's all, And Real Madrid has 600,000 per week player. Gareth Bale's still there. Unless they can get rid of him, they're not going to get a Pogba in. So I think at the end of the day, that's another problem. Nessa, do you see any problem with Manchester United and how to fix them?
I don't see a big problem anywhere in Manchester United. It's just that you need to give Solskjaer time in order to get his act right. Maybe on how he's going to set up defensively. Maybe he's going to go back to what I was talking last week. It's about how he prepares the team on the week leading to the game. Okay. You cannot prepare for the game. Yeah, always tactic. You cannot prepare for a relegation team the same way you prepare for a Champions team. When I look at the way Manchester United is playing, they have that DNA of an attacking football now, compared to what Mourinho was doing. But against lesser teams, you have to have that solid midfield, who's always pushing them back and not allowing them to have any counter attacks. That is lacking in the Manchester United game now.
Ndidi. Or Kante.
Yeah, exactly. You need a Duracell somewhere there.
Duracell, Duracell Bunny.
Who's always
is the
making that run. But he doesn't have that physicality.
He doesn't. He's not tenacious. I mean, he doesn't have the physicality, and he's not the most technical gifted. He just do the simple things. That's McTominay. So that's why I say he's good, but not good enough for Manchester United at the moment.
Okay.
I think Roy Keane, after watching the interview, Gary Neville and Roy Keane, who Roy Keane lambasted Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, that's a topic for another day. But I think at the end of the day, when I look at Roy Keane, that's exactly what we need in Manchester United. We need a captain. We need someone to actually grab the game and pushes everyone to play, to push up the gear, to go to 4th gear, 5th gear. We don't have that Roy Keane in. Who is it? McTominay? No, it's not going to happen. Paul Pogba is not a captain. He is a creative player, but he's not the person that's going to
solo player.
He's a solo player, yes, to a certain extent. The only one that I can see having that shout, that presence Oh my God, Ashley Young can't lead anything. Yeah, yeah, we can't
He's
even
only
lead
on a
children.
1 year deal, man. 1 year deal. He's staying for this year only, and then he's going to retire.
You know what, Leicester, he's gonna play.
I'm hoping for like younger players to step up, like Rashford, who's getting game time all the, to step up and take that role. Shouting from the front, not from the back. You always get that people shouting from the back. You
Yeah,
need
so
someone to lead from the front now.
yeah, I mean, there's no experience up front, but our experienced players suck. So, so there's really no way to solve it. But Harry Maguire is the only thing that we have. Is the only person that we have that can lead.
I will give
something
Harry
that can-
Maguire more time
But
to
yeah,
really
you have to give him more
assimilate
time. He just came in, so he can't be the captain straight away. But
Exactly.
he's definitely, you can see him leading the defense. But we
Correct.
definitely need a leader. We need somebody to kick the players up in the arse. And every time that we considered, everyone's head drop, and we just never regained our confidence after that. And that's not Manchester United. And I think what can be done now, at least, is only gonna is being more theatric or being more leading on the touchline. I mean, I never like a manager just sat down and just watch the game like Louis van Gaal. So I mean, Mourinho, there's one thing good about him. He started a touchline and give instruction there and then, and he actually pushes player. That's one thing about good Mourinho. Okay, so yeah, creativity. I think the last thing that we need is creativity, and definitely, like I said, Bruno Fernandes is what we need. Okay, so Leicester versus Manchester United. How do you see the lineup going to be?
For me, I think it's going to be a similar lineup minus Lingard, but there's a possibility of Fred being on the bench
I think that's what we
because
hope.
because of what Matic mentioned about Ole before the international break. I can see now Fred being considered ahead of Matic, and then being there in order to create that midfield, that creative spark against Leicester City. So Leicester City under Brendan Rodgers, they are more adventurous in terms of attacking. They are more adventurous in terms of attacking. They are lesser, we call that, they have a lesser discipline defensively compared to the likes of Wolves, Wolverhamptons, and also Crystal Palace. So I can see Man United grinding out some result, but the key is in the midfield. Like you said, the key is in the midfield against
we
Leicester
lost.
City.
We lost the midfield.
You must realize that Brendan Rodgers coming from Celtic, he's won like 2 championships there, so he's got that confidence. He's got that stuff going on there.
Look, you can put me in Celtic, and the Celtic will still win in Scotland. It's Celtic's ground. Even Ranger has gone down and came up again. What can Ranger do? So yeah, you can put me in charge of
Ranger's
Celtic.
giving a good fight there, man.
Steven Gerrard, the name that they brought in. For a lot of years, Ranger were down in the dumps, and they actually, I think they got relegated or something like that, right?
Because of financial issue,
They're fighting for the championship now.
Yeah. So now they came back up. So that's why I said you can put me in charge, and Celtic will still win. So yeah, but Brendan Rodgers, did bring Liverpool to the brink of title. And the Gerrard sleep happened. So yeah, he has some pedigree, and they do play a bit of attacking football now, and that's where I think Manchester United can benefit from.
Just like the Chelsea game. Chelsea game.
Exactly. Just like the Chelsea game, we just have to hit them back very, very quickly, and we have pace. Daniel James, Rashford. Should we drop Rashford?
Should we drop Rashford? With the current situation,
Greenwood.
we shouldn't. Yep. Nope. I see Rashford being on the starting 11 every single game. It's a morale kind of thing, it's a morale kind of thing.
Yeah, so, I think Daniel James should start on the left, because every goal that he scored, except for one, is cutting in and shooting, using his right feet to curl the ball into the top corner. So Daniel James should be on the left, Rashford should be on the right, and Martial should start up front. But just whether he's fit or not. If he's not fit,
Martial is still injured, right? Still injured.
It's a little niggle. It's a little niggle, so we don't have full stories on that. So yeah, we don't know. Hopefully it's well. And the Matic scenario is really, really interesting to see, because we are going to see how ruthless Solskjaer be, or whether he's just a soft kitty. Because if he puts Matic into the first 11, I mean, if Matic says such things, he should be gone. He should be gone from
Yeah.
the bench.
But I think
And
he did mention
Uh,
because he has a rank, He put McTominay ahead of
mm,
Matic and then Matic ahead of Fred. So now that McTominay is playing in the starting 11, Matic is on the bench. But what he said before the international break, I think I can see maybe Souza considering Fred ahead of Matic. So Matic being like,
hopefully,
I don't know,
hopefully,
being left in the dust.
hopefully he's ruthless and get rid of Nemanja Matic because he was our problem last season. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
our
yeah.
problem last season. It's too slow. He just can't, he can't
He
chase
can't
people
yeah,
down
press,
to
yeah,
save
he
their life.
can't press the attackers, yeah.
Yep, yep.
yeah.
So
That's not his style.
and that's why we have gotten two bad deals, Sanchez and Matic. Stop getting old player Manchester United. Full stop. There are people who say we wanted Benzema lah, Mandzukic lah. Get the hell out of here. Get out. We don't need old
Yeah.
players. All right. So we still are going to preview other games. Liverpool versus Newcastle.
Newcastle, yep.
I can't see Newcastle getting anything out of this game. Um,
It could be a draw, for all you know,
But
because
no.
it's
They're
it's
playing
historically it's
Anfield.
been like that. Every time
Bruce.
after the international break, they get a draw, they lose.
Okay.
That's how it's
They-
been. But
but
last
they
season
play-
they didn't lose any.
But they
They
play
just
at
ended up
Anfield,
being a
bro.
draw.
Yeah.
They
That's another story.
play-
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they're not gonna lose. At least a draw or win.
Yeah,
go.
Steve Bruce is just not going to save this team, right? But
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did pull a rabbit out of the hat with the win over Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh.
They will defend their like you say, they'll defend they put their life on the line. All
Yeah.
10 players in the box defending. So Liverpool just have to find a way to break down. But Liverpool was so quick, was so creative. The front three did all the work. Firmino was the creative spark. I can see the
Yeah.
midfield was tenacious to get the ball back. So. I can see nothing more than a Liverpool win. There's no problem in Liverpool at the moment. And
It
Yep.
is interesting to see for the past few games, Sean Longstaff has been very crucial in terms of getting the attack and also the defense in terms of
we're
call
going to
that
spend 50 million on him.
working on the midfield.
Yeah.
So now you can see the reason why Ole is a fan of him. Even though last season he didn't play much, but
Yeah.
he knows the quality that Sean Longstaff. But now he's playing on a regular basis. You can see the way that he moved the midfield and also in terms of pressuring, in terms of creating that spark. In the Spurs game he was good. In the Spurs game he was good, and then they grind out a win. If Liverpool can really pressure him, making him frustrated in terms of not
Yeah.
get the end of the ball, maybe they
Wow.
I
they
think
can stop
Fabinho
it.
will get the better of him.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the perfect director of football.
But not the manager.
All right. So yeah, Liverpool. So let's talk about Mane and Salah.
Yeah, wow, what was it, man? What was it about, man? Come on.
It's just an outburst.
Really,
I think Salah wants to get a third golden boot, most likely. And
oh yeah,
no,
they did share.
that was actually that shot was just unfortunate that he kicked that player's leg. He just managed to get the ball. I think if he got his foot to the ball, he would have scored.
Yeah, I think it's just nothing lah.
And
I mean,
Mane was like, I could have scored another one, and like I was free. Yeah,
he was
on
very,
his
very
side,
free.
he was right. He was.
And then
no one marked him. He was really free, and his chances of scoring is not good because Mane only scores under pressure. If you notice, every single goal of his is under pressure. If he's given an open goal, he will shoot it out of he'll shoot it somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
He doesn't
Salah
have a
saw
need
that. It's like
he doesn't have
no
a need
one's
for
marking
easy
him. I'm
goal.
not
lah.
going to give the ball. Yeah,
Yeah, but the thing is, football is very, very quick. It's very, very fast. Sometimes
Yeah.
his eyes on the ball. So yeah, but that's vision. That's vision. So that time he probably just lost his vision for a while.
I think that's
And
just it's
And yeah, like you
something
say, he
that
just
every
wanted
player
golden
has.
boot. It's a good competition to have. I wish Rashford Marshall has that rivalry that whoever scores more goal. So now it's just like, oh, whoever dances more with Lingard. So yeah, let's hope. So Liverpool, Newcastle, no brainer. We will definitely go for Liverpool. We have to talk about again Malaysia. We have to talk about Pookie, and Pookie is up against Manchester City.
Oh, against Man
Um,
City, yeah.
no Laporte.
Pookie.
Pookie did not score at West Ham, just like Nessa said. I mean,
Yeah.
is he going to go on dry spell?
No.
Congratulations, Nessa, for
Yeah.
predicting. But he did score in
Are you
the during
predicting
the
that he scores against Man City?
Yeah, he did score in the internationals, right?
international.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the spark of it, man.
God, I don't
They
even
could
know
have
which country is he from.
I think
Finland.
Northern Ireland or Finland.
Finland.
Yeah,
Timo
Okay,
Pukki
okay.
is from Finland. So they about what call it? He scored against Italy. They lost that game, but it was a very controversial one. The spark was Timo Pukki. Yes, definitely. And everyone is talking about him getting the goals in every single game because of the way that he plays. He likes to number one, he
The
position
way that
himself.
Pookie moves, right?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, the way that he moves on the field,
How he can
the way that he
find the
moves.
space in between.
Yes, correct. So
He's very
like Nessa,
intelligent.
like Nessa
Yeah,
said,
he is.
I can see him scoring, but Norwich City winning, it's a long shot lah for me.
Definitely no.
They can't defend
Man,
against
I
their
think Man
life,
City is gonna get like 6 or 7 goals because
Come
their
on.
defending is,
Yeah,
one
because
of
they
the
have De
worst in the
Bruyne.
league.
Yeah.
Or the worst. No,
Yeah.
or the worst.
Nessa,
Norwich.
you are suggesting
That's
to
how they
have
play. That's
Pukki-
how they play.
you are suggesting to have Pukki in the fantasy team.
I
Oh, yeah,
already have
definitely.
Pookie in my fantasy team.
Okay,
Oh,
what
this
about from
week,
Man
definitely.
City? You know what? I did put Raheem You did in the
You
first
need Raheem
week.
Sterling and De Bruyne.
Okay,
But
but
don't have the money. They're so expensive.
that's why
I
I
have
put Raheem
Salah, so I
Sterling.
might
And
want to change
in the
Salah.
first week game, he was like meh, and then so I sub him up, and suddenly in the second week he scored like 3 for 2 guy, and now Kevin De Bruyne is having like the best season so far before the international break.
Oh, his assist.
So,
You see, I didn't buy Kevin De Bruyne because last season he was not assister.
He was,
Yeah.
He just
he was
sat back
injured.
and he was the one that sprayed all the long passes. Yeah, he was injured
Correct.
also. But I thought he
Was
was a
injured.
player that's going to sit back and spray all the good
but
passes to people to
currently
assist. But
he
currently
has
his
assisted
assist
the
is
most
crazy.
correct the most assists
He's
so
all-
far.
That
I think
Belgium game, oh my god.
2017 when he came in, right? This was the game that he had. Last season, his game dropped off because he was injured. The first season he was in Man City, his game was like, up there.
And a
He's
lot
like
of his
Davi.
assists was crosses. I was like, why? De
Yeah,
Bruyne's
yeah.
crossing. But it was perfect cross. So there is just nothing wrong with De Bruyne's game at the moment. It's like, wow, we need De
Yeah.
Bruyne. And who
Like
let him go? Who let him go?
Mourinho.
God, that guy, it's
But
he
Pep
just doesn't build
already
young
got the
player.
most out of Kevin De Bruyne currently. So yeah, you can see the difference between him and
Yeah.
last season.
Yeah, so of course against Norwich they can attack very well and they will score a lot of goals. They will concede goal because Laporte is not there. How will this affect Liverpool versus Man City to the title race?
Sorry, yeah.
how
the fourth absence will affect Liverpool title chances?
Oh, chances
You see,
just
luck.
went up, man.
the last time you just say luck, this is luck
Yeah.
coming your way.
Yeah, this is luck. I hope Virgil van Dijk doesn't get injured the same way.
I mean, they have Johnson and Otamendi.
Laporte's injury is just a freak accident that he ran into the player. It's not the other way around.
Okay.
He ran into the player and he got injured.
Yeah. So
And a yellow card for that.
this thing happens. We
It
have a
was very
friend.
unfortunate. Double whammy.
We have a friend who is a glass cannon who gets injured every game. The one that got pushed by me and got fainted for a while. So we have players who just unlucky like that who get injured by tackling other
But
players.
Laporte is like a player who can fit into any of the big clubs. He's like one of the defenders that people are looking for.
He will. He's
He's
the
fast,
Van Dijk of Man
dynamic.
City.
He's able to see the game from the back. And he's good with his feet. That gives the
He can
confidence
pass
for the
it out.
goalkeeper
He can
as
pass
well.
it out, and
Yeah.
that is what Manchester United needs, and that's why we have
plus.
Maguire
That's a
and
plus
Lindelof.
point for a defender, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your feet and also
he's intelligent there.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is: will Tottenham slip up again Crystal Palace? Because they slip up against
Are they playing home or away?
home
They're
Right.
playing home.
in that new stadium.
This is a
Feels
very good game that we
interesting.
should watch. Very physical, the Spurs and a Crystal Palace, a very physical sides, two sides. Going to be exciting.
Look,
Wait,
Spurs
there's
Roy
going to be a
Hodgson,
lot of running. A lot
correct.
of
yeah,
But
running.
number one, Roy Hodgson being a pragmatic coach, being a pragmatic
Roy Hodgson,
manager, he'll do he'll
England
do
manager.
Man United. Yeah, he'll do a Man United over Spurs once again. But
That
Spurs
is
has a
okay.
difference maker. You know, Spurs has Lamela and also Christian Eriksen. The
Yeah,
way that they
Lamela.
push
Talk
the
about
ball.
Lamela. The way he's
Yeah,
back this season.
yeah, yeah.
He's played a fantastic game the past two games.
Look, the thing is, Tottenham always weird to me in a certain way that you have Son missing, so it's like, oh, maybe you lack a certain thing that when Son
Suddenly
is
they win
missing,
big.
and then win and then win and win and win, and when Son came back, they lost. Same as last season, Kane
Yeah,
wasn't there,
Harry
and then win
Kane.
and win and win and win, and when Kane came
Yeah,
back, they start dropping down the table. So,
yeah.
so my question is, would Manchester United take Pochettino?
No, currently I think just stick with Ole. Just leave Pochettino out of the picture. Number
I
one, he's
feel,
from
yeah.
rival club.
There's just
Number
something
two,
about
he
Pochettino that's also lacking. He's just bottler. Number
yeah,
two
yeah.
is
Number two, Pochettino being a person who number one, he we call that he's not as proactive as Unai Emery. He doesn't react as fast as other managers when it
his
comes to
execution was
really
late,
fixing. Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
as it is
The way that
Ole.
he thinks, yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
It's
Stubborn in his
akin
own
to
way.
Ole, but yeah, Ole has a better chances of being better than Pochettino because he's a club legend. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I want to take more. So I think the question is the people shouting for Ole to be sacked. Who are we going to go for next? Sam Allardyce?
No,
Like, who?
definitely don't go for that,
Like
man.
who? Like Zidane is
Look
already
at
rumored.
other club legends. Roy Keane.
Oh no,
Rocky
no.
will
Go
not
there.
come.
Roy
Because
Keane is
are you going to
is
take that path? Is Manchester United going to take that path? One legend after the other.
The
nope,
thing
nope.
is with Roy Keane is it's not going to happen because Alex Ferguson is there. They
Yeah.
are not going to get well. And this is just interesting to hear. The interviewer said, "Would you forgive or would you talk? Sorry, not forgive. Would you talk to Sir Alex? Have you talked to Sir Alex?" He said, "I have not talked to Sir Alex since that incident. That got him to go get out of the club." So say he has not talked to Sir Alex Ferguson, and he wouldn't be wanting to talk to Sir Alex Ferguson. So how then when will you talk to him until he apologized? That's,
Ah,
so
that's the biggest
yeah,
ego,
yeah, that's
man.
that's that's ego. So it's not gonna happen. That's why during the legend games between Bayern Munich and Manchester United, he's not there. I think it's disgusting that he was not invited because it's a big part in the Juventus game. He did not play the last game, but he was a big part, pushing all the players to
Mhm.
complete the comeback against Juventus. And, that's why he got himself a yellow card, which threw him out of the game against Bayern Munich. So he is a big part of, and it's a shame. It's a shame that he did not come. So, but to get him to come back to manage Manchester United, Roy Keane has not done much in his managerial uh, position also.
Neither
Why
did
he
Pollock.
hasn't yeah, why he hasn't done much is because sometimes his temper gets in the way. His
Yeah,
temper gets
yeah.
in the way, the word that he says, so that's why that's why at the end of the day he wouldn't be able to stick long in Manchester United because he will run his mouth against everyone. Sir Alex Ferguson is like that. He keeps his dressing room to himself, to Manchester United. He doesn't release the problem out to the
Yep.
public, and that's how I see Ole Gunnar is
That's how
doing.
you have a good.
All his sweet talk is actually to hide the fact that we are so shite in the dressing room. But I think that's the way to go because you don't want to air your dirty laundry, right? You don't let everyone
Yeah, yeah.
know their dirty laundry. So I think it's 70% of the game it's won on man management and another 30% is on the tactic.
Oh
So
yeah, we have not spoken about David De Gea yet.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
What
Mm.
All right,
we
the
forgot that
latest
man.
news. The latest news is 290K per week.
Is he worth it? Is he worth it?
At
Uh,
current state, I am
I'll give it to
doubting.
him.
Who's
I
the
am
second
doubting the
keeper?
people.
What about Romero?
Romero is not as calm as De Gea he's a very good
Romero is not as
reactionary keeper.
agile as the yeah. He's not
Probably
as
better on
active.
the feet. Actually, probably better on the feet, but he
Mm.
is not as commanding.
Yep.
In the 6 yards box, in the penalty box, he's not as commanding. So definitely, he's definitely the best second keeper Nobody can say anything about that.
correct.
But David De Gea is my number one. He has been the player of the season for 5 straight seasons, and we have to respect
The
them.
only reason you're not relegated.
It's because of David De Gea. Yes. So definitely
Relegation
290k
We've lost so
for
many games if not
the
for him.
highest paid. You see, goalkeeper is very important. Who to say that goalkeeper does not garner as much a price as a striker?
True.
Okay, I have to go off for a while. You guys continue about the game.
About it. Okay, if it's me, Nessa, because there have been talk before Man United offer him 290k per week. There's been talk about PSG trying to lure him to France, and also Juventus trying to get him. For me, for both teams, I can see Juventus as being a better option for him compared to PSG, because what Juventus can offer, it is something that number one, PSG can't offer in terms of challenge, because in Italy, the challenge has been all about uh, who has the challenge is about being solid, defensively and not leaking goals. So that's how you are being what call that being criticized of not getting games to your way. So currently, like Wojciech Szczesny is a former Arsenal player playing as a number one keeper. Previously, he was a backup to Buffon, but Buffon has passed his prime already. So I can see, like, it makes sense why Juventus wants him. Like I said,
They always go for
290k.
old players, don't they?
Yeah. For me, 290k, it's a no-brainer for like what Sang said, for the best player so far in Man United squad. But
And he's only
if he
28.
continues the form that he's having, I'm doubting it. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm
Nobody
doubting it.
knows.
Yeah,
Nobody knows because
he's had like 3 goals leading to 3 errors leading to goals, right? This season.
Yeah.
Is it 2 or 3?
No, only one against Crystal Palace. Yeah, only
Before
one.
that,
Others is not his fault. It's Lindelof's
Right.
fault. Two are Lindelof's fault. So yeah, again, De Gea is a very trusted hand, and I say the deep in form is just because his heart is somehow disturbed. I don't think a keeper decline at 28 years old.
but
He's 28,
he is
and
at
he's
his
gonna
peak.
have another 10 years in his career. If you do a Van der Sar, so yeah, it should be at its peak at the moment. So, but I think a lot of these contract talks are lingering in his mind, and that is the problem. So I think at the end of the day, I want De Gea to stay, but what happens, we don't know. Let's move on to Chelsea versus Wolf.
Wolf.
It's at Wolf versus Chelsea.
Oh,
Yeah. And I think
share
this
the same
will be
concern as
this will be a slip up.
Nessa. What do you
slip
think?
up. Chelsea win.
Chelsea win. Okay.
Oh, you're
Is it
putting me
Chelsea
at Chelsea win.
You still have faith in Tammy Abraham?
Yeah, for this game, yes. More on Mason Mount.
More Mason Mount.
More
Okay,
Mason Mount.
he's the one.
Oh,
That,
that means that you have Mason Mount in your fantasy team, is it, Nessa?
Probably fantasy, man.
I have Christian Pulisic, so
Oh, you have crazy policy.
Yeah.
I can see,
But
number
all
one,
this-
I can
I see the rebuild in Chelsea is working now, like compared to
You see,
Manchester
Man
United.
United,
Because
the same
all players
point
are still
Manchester
going
United.
out. There's
Why
still
are
uncertainty.
Why are we kicking Manchester United, but we are not talking about Chelsea? They have the same point.
simply because Man United beat the crap out of Chelsea during the first game. So yeah.
That's number one. Manchester United is just a bigger club. That's all.
Yeah. So
Maybe
yeah,
that's the idea that Frank Lampard wants to show. Manchester United is doing much better than us, so don't criticize us.
yeah.
So our
It's
rebuild is
a
going strong, and then now we're going to rebuild.
Quietly, you go focus on them. Focus on them.
And then because Manchester United won the first game, and then okay, that's the end.
If it's me, I can see Tammy Abraham scoring, Christian Pulisic struggling, Wolverhampton very much challenging the leaky defense of Chelsea. For me, I think it'll be a draw compared to Chelsea win, because
I think for Christian Pulisic to struggle coming from a German league is just it's.
I don't think he's struggling. He's doing okay.
It doesn't
both
make sense.
By Chelsea standard. He's okay.
Christian Pulisic against Wolverhampton, he's going to struggle because the pressure that you
Yeah,
can see the way that Wolves pressure their the opponents are creative players. You can see that. So yeah, I think
Wolves
during
is
this game,
a
he will.
tricky opponent.
Yeah, it's a tricky opponent, but they're not
Yep.
good. Actually, they're not very good, except for the Ruben Neves, Jota, you know.
Yeah.
But actually, their defense is not that good. Just that they put
But
10 players
Europa
in
League,
defense.
I think because of the Europa League that now that they are playing in Europa League is going to take a toll for in terms of their league campaign, you can see that they won in Europa League qualification, but in the next game they lost, like they got smashed like 3-1 or 3-0 by Everton. So you can see the difference being sticking to the players that they have and want to challenge
This is
and
what you happen when you have mid games and they're not used to it. You know,
Mm.
they've only played like
They
once a
don't have
week.
the player enough for it. They don't have
Yeah,
enough
they
players
don't
for
have
it.
the squad depth.
yep, agree.
Yep, so coming back from international break, they should be fresh. All right, let's move to Watford versus Arsenal. And
Uh,
I can see this definitely a win for Arsenal. Watford has been on a losing streak.
Yeah,
So,
Yep, they already sacked their manager and hired
really,
manager. Yeah,
Yavi Garcia has been sacked.
yes,
Yeah.
he has been sacked and being replaced by the former manager before they hire Rui Garcia. So
Oh,
That's yeah.
is that what they did?
yes,
That's what's the thing, you know. They are also very trigger happy. They have sacked a lot of managers, and they have
And they sacked
yeah.
all the whole backroom staff as well, together with the manager. You know, the entire team went out in Watford.
So Watford's playing a very dangerous game here in order to survive in Premier League. So if they drop down the championship, they have been spending a lot of money to get rid of managers. And even one season, I think they can sack two managers. I think they had sacked two managers in one season. So yeah, Watford is a new Chelsea. And Arsenal. Arsenal definitely will win this game. Watford has been on a sliding run. I don't see Watford coming. Again, Watford doesn't have very good player other than Doucouré, but one player doesn't make the whole team, right? So
Yep.
definitely Arsenal. Okay.
Aubameyang gonna score. Yeah.
Again, Golden Boot. When is Martial gonna do that? Okay. At the end of the day, let's do a prediction. Who is going to sleep among the top big six? Who is going to sleep this game week 5?
Man City. No.
Man City. It's
I'm
the
going
lowest.
to predict Chelsea.
Impossible.
Impossible, right? Impossible, right? Alright. So for me, it's my heart
Maybe
says
Spurs?
different. My brain says differently. But my brain says that Man United is going to slip up and Chelsea is going to slip up again because the opponent moves tricky and because Leicester, it's actually among the non-top 6, Leicester are the best team, best midfield. The defense is actually not that bad. Also, two of their fullbacks are actually world-class fullback, Ben Chilwell and Pereira on the right side. So just that they still have Wadi, which is still having it at 32 years old. They don't have very good wingers, very okay wingers, but not very good wingers. So they have quite good players that can challenge Manchester United, and that's why I see the possibility of us slipping up is very, very high, along with Chelsea against Wolves. So these two teams are going to slip up. Any other teams that you think are going to slip up?
For me, it's going to be only Chelsea.
Because your heart will say 4-0 against Leicester.
no, no lah, because Chelsea Wolves is a tricky opponent. Number two, Man United is going to win it simply because number one, they are playing at 10 o'clock, so that's like my favorite time.
Yeah.
They don't have early game. You can see it's either team struggle if they play early games like 7:30, the 7:30 game, or a very late game like they kick off at 1:30. If both like teams play in these two time, you can see like big teams or clubs that that we predict they will win, they're going to struggle. So that has been going on for the past like 2 or 3 seasons. It's going to be tricky for Liverpool getting the best out of Newcastle United, but yeah,
I think they're going to please through the castle.
they're going to
I
win
think
it.
the first 11 were all out on international duty.
Yeah, I think Newcastle is a punching bag. I don't know what happened to Tottenham. So I think Newcastle is a punching bag, and I think Norwich is another punching bag. So Man City and Liverpool should not have problem again this game week. And Tottenham, it's probably one of the one that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah, I
drop.
forgot about Tottenham.
Yeah, Spurs.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe yeah. For me, then maybe the
I
London clubs.
think Spurs is the only one who's gonna slip up.
Let's hope
That's
so.
okay.
Let's hope so. Because my heart always says, because my brain says Manchester United slip up, my heart says that Manchester United is gonna win 4-0.
You know, they
Okay.
always have that pattern of like, losing, drawing, losing, and then winning a lot, and then going to that pattern again.
Tottenham was very, very good last season up until Kane came back from injury, and then they just started dropping down the table. And yeah, maybe Tottenham won't get Champions League this season. Let's hope Manchester United is up there.
But
Alright,
definitely,
so-
I'm going to review my team this week for my fantasy. I'm going to kick some players out.
That means you're gonna use the WoW transfer
You
card.
know what? I already used the wild card. I already used the
Ha!
free hit.
So early in the season. There's only one this season. Alright, get your minus point. Alright, thank you for watching United Kopitiam. Hopefully, if you have any comments about the team, who do you think is going to sleep? Who do you think is going to sleep this game week number 5? Leave your comments down below. Do share, like, and subscribe to our little channel. Very little at the moment. Help us grow. Bye.
Bye.
Let's start doing his post.